Todd Chrisley is on the mend after testing positive for coronavirus. The Chrisley Knows Best star and wife Julie Chrisley revealed the news on Wednesday's episode of their podcast, Chrisley Confessions. "Can we talk about this bitch called Corona?" he shared. "I've been battling Corona for 3 weeks. I was in the hospital for 4.5 days, fever between 100 to 103 degrees, and it has been the sickest I have ever been on this earth. I am probably about 70 to 75% of what I normally am, but that last 25% is kicking my ass." In a lengthy message shared with her 2 million Instagram followers, Todd's daughter Savannah Chrisley said he was diagnosed with COVID-19 2.5 weeks ago and offered more insight into his. "I have never been so scared in my life," Savannah wrote, adding, "When Dad started getting sick, I immediately started worrying. He and I are the warriors of the bunch. After a couple days, Mom and I talked him into going to urgent care. He went in and he was showing all symptoms of COVID-19, so they tested him. Savannah then addressed critics who could assume her father was able to get tested because of his fame, writing, "So before people say, 'Oh, he only got tested because he's a celebrity,' you are wrong. He went into an urgent care just like the rest of you would. After getting tested, he went back home and stayed quarantined in his bedroom for 7 days, and then his test came back positive. When Mom and I read that, our hearts dropped. After worsening symptoms, Savannah said Todd couldn't fight it any longer and was taken to the emergency room by Julie. When she got there, they made her drop him off and leave because of all the strict guidelines. He stayed at Vanderbilt for 3 days, and those were the hardest 3 days I think I've ever endured," the 22-year-old recalled. "I talk to my daddy 10x a day. He's my best friend. I also never go to bed a single night without a good night and I love you text. And Savannah's post concluded, "At one point I fell on my hands and knees and begged God to not take him. To not take my best friend. I would give everything I had if it meant keeping my daddy." "I was so desperate that I dropped photos of our family off at the hospital and said if he sees these, I know he'll keep fighting. So I guess the point of me telling you all this is so that you take it as stay home, social distance, and most importantly, love harder than ever. Life is so short." The reality TV star also personally thanked Kim Zolciak Biermann for her guidance throughout Todd's health scare. Also y'all,
Thank you for
at Kim
using
Zolciak
voice
Bierman was a
text.
saint during this whole thing as well.
Please
If you
contact
didn't
our
know. She used to be a nurse, so she
Thank you
gave
for
me so
using
many
voice
tips and help to
text.
calm my nerves, Savannah wrote,
Please
to which she
contact our
replied,
sales support
God is
team for
good. So grateful he is feeling
Thank you
better.
for using
Now
voice
my dad
text.
was sitting in a hospital room by himself and
Please
I had no
contact
idea
our
how he
sales
was.
support